have 17.5 thousand followers. Outstanding. Can't wait to get there. Can't wait to get there. Can't wait to get all this. Like, people complain about their comments, like there's trolls on their comments saying all this stuff that they come back to defend themselves. I can't wait to have my own troll on those comments. So I guess when I have like 17,000, and then I'll have my own troll, and I'll come and I will defend myself. Like this lady the other day, my husband and I were like scrolling through TV, and then we found this lady talking about that there was a lot of people on her comments, right, on her video that she had posted, that were saying because she moved her family, her husband and two children to Thailand, and she was living here in United States. And she said that she did, and she was poor here. She lived under the poverty line and stuff like that. That's what she said on the video. And then people got really mad at her, saying that, well, if you were poor here, you could never ever move to another country with your whole family. And what I talk about, it is budget travel and how to travel for a lot less or free. So actually, when she was defending herself, I was just thinking of myself, right? Because I have moved from here to Finland, and I'm not rich. And I lived there for 2 years. And then what it takes, it's planning. It's planning. You don't just decide, okay, I'm going to move. You can do that, but chances of working out, it's really hard. But then it's like, in my case, I took like 4 years planning my move to Finland, researching the country, what could I do, if it's possible to get a job, everything like that. I researched all of that beforehand. And I think that she, with 2 children and a husband, I think she has done the same. First of all, I don't know if she makes money out of social media because she didn't clear that. So what she was saying, that they were saying that was not possible. So she didn't, and then she said that when they sold their house. So first of all, they had a house, right? So living under the poverty line, maybe they didn't live under the poverty line the whole time. It was a point that they did, but not anymore. So the thing is, like I said, they can do plan in Thailand. It's a lot cheaper than here. Didn't you hear that people say like they stay in this 5-star hotel? My husband and I, we are going there next year, and the hotel that we're going to stay is pretty fancy. I think the fanciest we have ever been. But the price, it's very cheap to stay there. So the cost of living in Thailand is a lot less. So if you have $1,000 here, it's going to mean that you're going to have a lot more money there. Those kind of things you have to see and put in consideration. The flights, for instance, she didn't give us a lot of information on that, but flights, you can even buy, like I said, on points, miles, because I said my family already traveled through Europe, 4 of us, for free, all the air travel. So it is possible. And even if you don't have any miles or points, you know what you do? You start paying like 6 months earlier before you go. You start paying for the tickets. It's completely possible. So I thought that, there were people being mean to her on the comments, but the way you explain, it's different. Travel, it's possible for everyone. As long as you have a job or an income, it's possible for everyone. You just need to know how to plan carefully, do your research, right? So that's how you get to travel. I think, yes, when she said it, that she moved to Thailand with her husband and 2 children, is completely possible because of that. The cost of living, the research you do before. And what are you going to do? I mean, like, are you going to work doing the social media thing, being an influencer, or are you going to find a job over there? And how are the possibilities? When I moved to Finland, I researched everything, and like for me to get a permission to work there, I would have to get a visa. And at the time, I was a preschool teacher, and I was fortunate enough that I interviewed with a school that I got the job, but I was talking to the school here for like 3-4 months before about the position and what I had to offer. And fortunately, I had the knowledge and I had a degree that I could get a permission to work there. And I stayed there for 2 weeks. 2 years. I would have stayed longer if it wasn't because I wanted to travel. And I planned on stay there only for a year, and I ended up staying 2. And then I didn't want to stay one more year, so I quit a month before I left. A month before 2 years, and went traveling, which was one thing that I really, really wanted. So it takes planning. When I, for instance, when I decided to move to Finland, is because I was living here for a long time, and my plan, I have a gypsy soul, I guess. And let me tell you a little bit of an interesting thing about myself, because I am a traveler. I have a traveling soul. I've been, I think, always a traveler. And one thing that I know, I was about, I think, 5 or 6 years old, and my mom, where we lived, there was a lot of gypsies. And the gypsies in Brazil, I'm not sure if they move around like here and everything. But in Brazil, there was this legend that my mom used to say, and I'm not sure if it would scare us not to stay in the street, but she used to tell us and me that I loved staying outside. And she used to say, you can't stand there alone by yourself, because if the gypsies come, they're going to take you with them. They're going to steal, they used to say that you should steal children in Brazil. I'm not sure if that is any truth to that, but that's what she used to say. But she used to say a lot of other things to scare the hell out of me, which worked a lot. So she used to say that to me, but guess what? My brothers would run inside. I, instead, would go outside, because I had that feeling that I wanted to see what was there, what would feel, how to go from place to place. I couldn't wait for the gypsies to take me away with them. Isn't that funny? Interesting. I know. And that is my soul that I say was a traveling soul since I was a little person. When did you find out that you were a traveler? Growing up, I had that feeling that I didn't belong quite where I was. From the tender age of like 12, 13, I had that feeling. And I'm not sure why, right? That you want to be somewhere else, or that you were outside watching someone else's life, that my life on that part of the world was limited, that I kind of knew that I was not going to be there forever. So I think all these kind of feelings does make you a traveler, right? I think so. I mean, after that, I mean, I any chance I could have, like growing up, a friend would invite me to go to spend weekends at their family house somewhere else. I would jump right on it. Go to another state. I went one time with a friend who had relatives in the south of Brazil. I went with her there, and I stayed there actually like for 3 months straight. And for no reason. I mean, and then I wanted to get to know the place, right? And she wanted company. So it was beautiful. And I was very lucky like that. I always had people going somewhere and inviting me. And I always did that. And as soon as I could start traveling myself, so I went doing that. So I started working very young, because that's what I want to do. I want to travel and travel. And that's how I've always done. I save my money. I spend less than I make. I have always done that. I've always been good at budgeting. I learned like that. Never spend more than I earn. Never needed to ask to borrow money to anyone because I always did like that. And to this day, I'm really good at budgeting and finding travel deals. So you should stick around. So yeah, I think everything with planning in mind. If you want to travel, if you want to be a traveler, I think you should do that. And if you need any advising, any counseling on that part, please talk to me. Leave in the comments and let me know what do you need advising on. Let me introduce myself to you. A quick introduction. My name is Nettie. I'm a travel advisor in California. I've been a travel advisor for a little over 3 months. I'm a Princess Cruise expert. So if you need a cruise to be booked, look for me, find me, and I can help you with that. I also can do itineraries. I can plan travels. I can give you tips on how to travel on budget, how to go around and apply for miles so you can use them for traveling, how to hotel stays that you can pay less, how to travel in general on a budget, and how to plan for it. I can do that for you. So if that's something that you're interested in, I would love to see you more often. I can help you in the ways that you need, and I can. Thank you.